Africa, the world's second largest and second most populous continent, home to a variety of ethnic and racial groups, a land filled with beautiful people, intellectuals, talented men and women. Africa, the cradle of civilization, a land of great opportunities, a land flowing with milk and honey. Long live Africa.
Long live Africa. I am Gloria Izuke Ebenebe, and I invite you to join me on this station on the program Long Live Africa. Yes, if you just tuned in, this is Long Live Africa, produced by GTV Network International. Today, we're very delighted to have the Special Advisor to President Goodluck Jonathan on political affairs. Incidentally, he's also the National Coordinator for Goodluck Support Group, a support group that is aims at sensitizing people, especially those who believe very much in the transformation agenda of President Goodluck Jonathan. And we're very delighted to have Barrister Alhaji Ahmed Gulak. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Your Excellency?
Thank you. Fine, doing fine.
It's nice to have you in Texas.
Thank you.
So far, I mean, from last night to now when you arrived, how has it been like for you?
Well, I felt like coming home because the number of Nigerians that welcomed me from the airport down to my hotel was overwhelming, and that goes to show that they really appreciate what President Goodluck Jonathan is doing back home. And we have come here as part of our sensitization and mobilization of Nigerians both at home and in the diaspora, that this country belongs to all of us, irrespective of where you come from, what language you speak, and what religion you practice. We need a peaceful country, we need a developed country, we need a country that we can call ours. We need a leader, and God has given us a leader in the person of President Goodluck Jonathan, who is so sincere, who is so committed, who is so enthusiastic about leading Nigeria to the promised land. And what do I mean by that? Since independence, 1960 till date, we have had presidents, both military and civilian presidents, and this is the only time we are having a president from the south of the country. This is the first time we are having a president with a Ph.D. degree. This is the first time we are having a president who has risen from the various organs of governance in Nigeria. You know, he has seen it all, and we believe with support and prayers, this is the man that will take Nigeria to the promised land.
Well, sir, many Nigerians in diaspora would really love to know specifically what the president has done within his few years of tenure. How much has he really done for Nigerians?
Well, we have our abridged version of what the man has done within 2 years, and during the launch or the inauguration of the U.S. chapter of the Goodluck Support Group, where all the 52 state chapters will be inaugurated today, we will distribute those pamphlets. It's an abridged version of what the man has done within 2 years. For example, our railway system has gone comatose for the past 40 years. And no real investment was made in revamping that sector. It is only under President Goodluck Jonathan's tenure within 2 years that the railways are working again. And we go to Lagos, from Lagos to Kano, you see our railways working again after, in fact, was dead and buried. It is the president that has exhumed this sector, and the railways are working again. Secondly, the second Niger bridge is being worked upon, and the Mambila hydropower plant that has been on the table since the 60s is now receiving a serious attention. Power sector is really receiving sincere and committed attention. Educational sector is being turned around. Is the first president in our country that has given the Almajiris special school system that will take off the street about 10.5 million school children in the north. Is the first president that has, really paid attention to that sector. The security challenges are there. The man is really facing it frontally, and Nigerians are really appreciating his efforts. And that is why all people, patriotic citizens who really need peace and development in our country are giving the man support and are praying for the president and his team to really, fix Nigeria, because as, the way I see it, there is no alternative to President Gulak Jonathan in Nigeria today. And that is why we have said it severally, that the man should be given support for him to continue to do the good work he's doing. He should not be distracted until his tenure comes to an end.
Okay. Well, I was really going to get to the fact about what he has done so far in the north. Apart from taking care of the Almajiris, are there other specific transformation that has taken place in the northern area of Nigeria?
Well, let me begin by saying that the express way from Kano to Maiduguri is receiving, the most attention under him. This was a road that has been going on a snail speed, but when he came on board, he said that when we partially removed the oil fuel subsidy, he has deployed resources for the completion of that road. And the road is almost 80% completed. The road from Abuja to Lokoja, for example, is about 75% completed. And before the end of 2014, this road will be commissioned. He has commissioned the Zungeru power plant in Niger State. He has commissioned the Geregu power plant in Kogi State. These projects are all in the north. And the Mambila Plateau hydropower plant is receiving attention. These are gigantic projects that will impact positively on the lives of Nigerians in general and the lives of Northerners in particular.
Okay. Okay. What about the southeast and the southwest, other parts of Nigeria? Are there any tremendous developments so far within his tenure of administration?
Well, I will start with the southwest and tell you that Papalanto hydropower plant was commissioned. The Lagos-Ibadan Expressway that has been like a death trap in that zone is receiving a boost and attention. And the president himself went there and flagged off that road. I was with him. These are very important projects in the southwest. Coming to the southeast and the south-south, I will say immediately that the second Niger bridge that has been on the drawing board and that has been in the agitation of all the Easterners is receiving attention, and the government is seriously facing that project, and before the president leaves the scene, that bridge will be completed. And the east-west road that cuts across the entire of the south-south geopolitical zone is receiving great attention, greater than any other attention that was given to it in the past. That road has been there, or been on the drawing board for the past 20-something years, and it has been going on the snail speed. But now, under President Goodluck Jonathan, a lot of resources are being deployed in order to see to it that that road is completed, the east-west road.
Very well, Your Excellency. Well, we all know that the issue of security is very important to every nation. And I know that in the past few years, Nigeria has been facing a lot of security problems. You talk about kidnapping in the south of Nigeria, southeast. And then you talk about the Boko Haram, the northern part of Nigeria. So what has the government of President Goodluck Jonathan done to alleviate this problem in Nigeria?
Well, let me start by the Boko Haram insurgents in the north in particular. And I want you to know that the insecurity challenges in the north is not limited to Nigeria alone. It's a global phenomenon. It is the fallout, for example, from what is happening in the Middle East and the North Africa. And you know what happened in Libya, what happened in Egypt, what is happening in Syria, what happened in Kuwait, what happened in Iraq. These are, crises that the after effect of it is trickling down to Nigeria. And because of the proliferation of the small arms and ammunition, they have found their ways in Nigeria by the rebels in those countries, and they are, using our youth that have not been gainfully engaged, especially in the north, to recruit them for these insurgents. But the president and his team is working around the clock to see to it that the crisis is reduced to the barest minimum. We have seen under this president that the bomb manufacturing outfits are being discovered and destroyed. Insurgents are being, because of the intelligence report, are being arrested and arraigned before the court of law. Just last week, the defense headquarters released the list of about 500 of them that will face trial, and about 1,000 still being interrogated, and about 200 and something being set free after preliminary investigation. In a democratic setup where we are practicing democracy, what the best the executive will do is to deploy its intelligence to detect or arrest those that are involved, and to be brought before competent court of law. And the president, to me, the best that has happened under this regime is rule of law. You don't do things with impunity. You don't deploy your executive powers against the Constitution. The president is one person that knows that his powers derive from the Constitution, that his responsibilities also is enjoined on him by the Constitution. And this is one man that, like I said, the first Ph.D. holder to be the president of Nigeria, and he knows that this country is governed by the Constitution, and he is doing his best to reduce to the barest minimum the security challenges.
Okay, in other words, he follows due process.
Yeah.
And but some people, some school of thought have it that he's very slow to taking actions. What do you say to that?
Well, you should not forget that Nigeria is coming out from the military regime. This is the first time that we have run democracy from 1999 till date uninterrupted. And the psyche of Nigerians under the military regime, where the military president combines both the executive functions and the legislative function, just wakes up one morning and issues a decree, and it is executed. People should know that it is different this time around. The president must partner with all the other arms of government in order to address issues. And that is why some people who are used to military fiat find it that the president is slow. It's not being slow, but it is the system. If you know you are ruling or you are governing by the constitutional provisions, if you know that we are practicing democracy, you should know that the president also has his limits by the Constitution. Whatever he intends to do, you cannot do it by military fiat. He must partner with the National Assembly, who will approve certain decisions for him before he moves forward. So, to me, those that say or allege that the president is slow is because they don't really appreciate that governance under democracy is different from governance under military regime.
Well, that's very correct, Your Excellency. Now let's go to the area of politics. We know what is going on in Nigeria right now regarding the PDP saga, where we have some northern governors cross-carpeting to other political parties other than PDP. How healthy is this for PDP?
Well, I think politically speaking, as a practical politician, to me it's a healthy development, because PDP will be on its toes to keep on mobilizing. If you know the political development in Nigeria from 1998 till date, you find out that those that appear to have left PDP for other political parties did not start PDP with other, founding fathers. I don't want to mention names, but you should know that all PDP members will know that there is no other political party that is national, that is more organized outside PDP. We have had it before where some senior stakeholders in the PDP left the party, but after a year or two came back to the party. Even the former vice president, you will agree with me, you have the facts, left PDP for AC, then for ACN, even contested the presidential election under ACN, but today he's back to PDP. You know, outside PDP is really empty. And before long, those that are attempting to leave PDP to APC will discover that really outside there is empty. They will come back, inshallah.
Are there any actions taken by PDP to salvage
Yeah,
the situation?
a lot of actions we are discussing. The senior stakeholders are discussing with the aggrieved governors what are their grievances. Is it practicable to accede to their grievances? Are their grievances or their demands or requests, are they constitutional, both within the Nigerian constitution at a larger level or the PDP constitution? You know, the stakeholders, the caucus, the BOT, the NEC, they are discussing. And where we find that they have complaints that can be addressed constitutionally, so be it. The party will not hesitate to address these issues. And the party is wide open for everybody to come back. And I will tell you and tell Nigerians in diaspora that what is happening in Nigeria is not a political crisis as such. Because if we are saying it's political crisis, you will go to discover that it is not, because the executive is working as it should work, the legislature is working as it should work, the judiciary is working as it should work. So there is really no political crisis. What is happening is political game, which is normal in every developing society. You know, people, you know, it's a game of power. Some people, what will be their future in 2015? Some of them are serving, some of the governors are serving their second and final term. What will they become? They want to be president, they want to be vice president, they want to be senators. And all what is happening is about political power. And it is not surprising. That is why I say it's healthy for political development. At the end of the day, when we reach the bridge, we will cross it. The shaft will be shifted from the grains.
Okay, well, let me take you back to GSG, sir, which is the reason why you are here. How far do you hope to take Gulak Support Group program? How far do you hope to take it?
Well, let me begin by telling you a brief history of Gulak Support Group. In 2010, precisely in September, some group of Nigerians decided that President Goodluck Jonathan should offer himself for election. You know, that time, you know, the former president, President Yaradua, passed on in May, and May 5th, and President Goodluck Jonathan, as the then vice president, acting president, was sworn in as substantive president in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution on the 6th of May 2010. And some group of Nigerians believed that they have seen in this man somebody who is committed, somebody who is sincere. Let him offer himself for election in 2011. And we came together and formed what we now term as Gulak Support Group. And I became the pioneer national coordinator, and I'm still the national coordinator. And the main aim was to continue to sensitize and mobilize Nigerians that this country belongs to all of us, irrespective of where you come from, what language you speak, and what religion you practice. And as such, God brought Goodluck Jonathan on the scene. It's a divine intervention, so Nigerians should support him. And that was how Goodluck Support Group came into being. And by the grace of God, continued the mobilization through 2010 to 2011. When the man offered himself for election, he declared his intention. We continued the mobilization, and within the party, the man won overwhelmingly with about 90-something%. Then we went to the general election and he still won. And today, Goodluck Jonathan's Goodluck support group, the support we had for the man did not end with the election. It continued to sensitize Nigerians that this is a man who is really committed and sincere. This is a man who is detribalized. This is a man who is humble to a fault. This is a man who is very patient in the face of provocation. This is a man who doesn't lose his cool in the face of provocation. This is a man that Nigeria needs at this stage of our development.
Final word for Nigerians in diaspora. What message do you have for them before you leave?
Well, for Nigerians in diaspora, I will continue to tell them that Nigeria is their country. Whatever they do in diaspora, let them remember that they have their country. And their contribution will go a long way in putting Nigeria further in its development. And whatever they will do, they should always cultivate interest to participate in Nigeria's development. Whatever little contribution they can do, let them come home. Nigeria needs them. And finally, as we inch towards 2015, they should participate in the political processes to really contribute in choosing the leader this country, Nigeria, deserves.
I'm so tempted to call it a day on this interview, but I have one burning question on my mind, Your Excellency. Nigerians in diaspora are really there in need of going to Nigeria or participating in election process, like voting from here or anywhere in diaspora. Is there any plan to have Nigerians in diaspora get committed to this?
Well, in 2011, the Independent National Electoral Commission did say that it was too late in the day to put in place machineries for Nigerians in diaspora to vote wherever they are.
Okay.
And they said in 2015 they will do whatever they could to make Nigerians in the diaspora vote wherever they are. But my plea is that in case INEC does not fulfill its promise towards that end, I will plead with Nigerians in diaspora to go back home, register as voters, and elect the representatives from the House of Assembly to National Assembly to President to governors of their own choice. Because Nigerians in diaspora have tremendous influence on Nigerians back home. From time to time, Nigerians in diaspora do remit some funds to their relatives, and by 2012, the remittances to Nigeria from the Nigerians in diaspora was about $130 billion. This is enormous, and it has positive impact on the economy. So I make haste to say, Nigerians in diaspora have both political and economic influence on Nigerians at home, and by that they will have, a great role to play in deciding who becomes what and when in 2015.
Thank you so much. If you have been watching, this is Long Live Africa, brought to you by GTV Network International. And I have been talking with the special advisor to President Goodluck Jonathan on political matters. And he's also the national coordinator, Goodluck Support Group. He's visiting here in Houston, Texas for the U.S.A. 2013 rally taking place in Houston, Texas, U.S.A. And we're very delighted. Thank you so much for talking with us. Barrister Alhaji Ahmed. And before you leave, Your Excellency, we have a tradition on this program where we say this is a program where we promote Africans and great Africans. So we say, long live Africa. Can you say that, Your Excellency?
Long live Africa.
You want to look at the camera and say,
long live Africa.
Thank you so much.
The Goodluck Support Group, Texas, U.S.A.
Thank you. On behalf of President Goodluck Jonathan, GCFR, I I, Barrister Ahmed, Gulak, the Special Advisor to the President on Political Affairs, accept with gratitude these t-shirts and face caps and all the campaign materials and sensitization materials for the President and his transformation agenda and all his officers and aides in Nigeria and in the diaspora. We will utilize these materials effectively for the benefit of all Nigerians in the whole world. Thank
Passing up to Atwamai. Turn up, passing up to Atwamai. Kilumpini, Atwamai. Turn up, passing up to Atwamai. Vinamo, Susana Bafana don't see on you. 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 And a bombi, one more. Susana Bafana don't see on you. About me, baby, about me, baby, about me, baby, about me, daddy, about me. Susana Bango, Susana Bango, Susana Bango. Susana Bafana don't see on you. Susana Bafana don't see on you.